So hello everyone, this is lecture 14 for the electricity and magnetism. The last lecture we have completed the boundary conditions and where we study about the electric field, potential and the displacement vector, how they change at the interface. And today we'll see the multipole expansion. So what is this thing? Means you normally study the symmetrical structures and you find the electric field and potential due to the symmetrical structures. But what happens if the structure is not symmetrical? Then we use this multipole expansion to approximate the electric field or the potential at any point. Okay. So let's see. Approximate V and E due to any arbitrary charge distribution at large distance. We use this. So you have some unsymmetrical shape and you need to find the potential at this point due to the small charge or the small surface. So you need to find the charge distribution at this point. So this density is given by rho r dash, means this is also not constant, it is varying with the r dash. And whatever related to this source charge we are representing by r dash, and whatever related to this point we are representing by r or r. So in terms of this r, you can find the potential at this point. This is simply charge divided by 4 pi epsilon naught this distance r. So rho r dash d tau dash will give you your total charge at this point divided by this distance r will give you your potential. Okay, now you need to write this potential in terms of this small r. So to write this, I am not going to the derivation. There is a complete infinite series you will get for this potential. That will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 1 upon r rho r dash d tau dash plus 1 upon r square volume integral r dash rho r dash cos theta dash d tau dash, and this the third term is this, and so on. This will go on. Okay. So you need to solve this series to get the potential at any point. This will be the correct term, but to approximate we will use only the starting terms. And see here, now the dependency is on the r, and what the series is means the first term, if this first term is non-zero, then this is called the main term and the other term is called the correction term. And if the first term is 0, then the second term will become the main term and others are the correction terms. So if this is non-zero, then the dependency is on this thing, main dependency is on this part, and others are a correction term. That's I told you. So remember these points. And now we call this monopole term because depending on the r to the power 1 and this depending on r2, this will be called the dipole term and the quadrupole term, and that's how it will go on. So let's see what is monopole means. It is depending on the single charge only, because we know the potential due to the discrete charges is depending on the 1 upon r for the potential, and for the E it is depending on 1 upon r square. So it is depending on 1 upon r, that's why we are calling it monopole. And for the dipoles we know the terms that V is depending on 1 upon r square, so we already proved these results, and E is 1 upon r cube dependency, that's why we are calling this dipole term. And similarly you can see, or you must remember that for quadrupole it will be 1 upon r cube dependency for V and 1 upon r4 for E, and octopole also it will be 1 upon r4 and 1 upon r5. So see, this quadrupole look like this, alternate plus minus, and here also alternate plus minus, plus minus, plus minus, plus minus, plus. So I hope you understand this thing now. Now let's see some examples, or how can we calculate these monopoles, dipoles terms. So what are these monopoles? So first term is called the Q mono, means by the help of this we can find the monopole moment. So what is that? So it is called the Q mono, means total charge will give you your monopole moment, and that is nothing but rho d tau dash rho d dash, means for the volume charge it will give you total charge, for surface charge this will give you total charge, and for the length it will give you total charge. And the monopole moment is nothing but just total charge, that is Q mono. Must remember this thing. And if Q mono is not 0, then Q mono is not 0. See, this is representing the total charge here. So if this is non-zero, then this term will represent your potential and other terms are correction terms. So then your potential will be 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q mono by r. Now dipole moment we already know, we proved this formula, that is P dot r cap divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r square. Now let's see how can you find the dipole moment using this relation from it. Now see how can we write this r dash cos theta dash. R dash cos theta dash can be written as this r dot, means r cap dot r dash can be written as r dash cos theta dash, because this r cap r dash will give you r cap magnitude and r dash magnitude, this will be 1, and r dash cos theta dash. So we will write this r dash cos theta dash as r cap dot r dash. So it is r cap dot r dash rho r dash d tau dash. And now this because comparing with this result we know for the dipole moment. Now r dash divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r square is here, So whatever remaining is dipole moment, that is P. So from here we can calculate the dipole moment. That will be this. Means this will be r dash rho r dash for the volume, and for the surface it will be r dash sigma, and for length it will be lambda dl. Now see, this r dash is nothing but position vector for any r dash. So this is just the position multiplied by the charge. This is the total charge, rho and the d tau. So the position multiply charge, position multiply charge, so that will give you your total dipole moment. So you can also be written as qi ri dash. So if some discrete charges are given 1, 2 and 3, so just multiply that charge with the position vector, and second charge with position vector, third charge with position vector, and sum them. This will give you the dipole moment for the complete structure, where ri is the position vector of the source charge at its ith location. So I hope now you understand how to find a dipole moment from the series. Okay, so must remember these results. Let's see some examples based on them. So you have this 3D shape or the Cartesian coordinates. Now the charge is at the origin, and one charge is at the place at distance a 3q, and now you need to find the q mono, dipole moment, monopole moment, and the potential, all of them. So what is the q mono? Q mono is the total charge, so it will be 3q minus q will give you 2q. So this is your q mono. And the p, what is the means dipole moment? First the position vector of this will be 0, so minus q multiplied by 0 will give you 0, and 3q multiplied by position vector is a, so it will give 3qa, and this will be minus q to q. So dipole moment direction is this way, so p will be 3qa z cap. So q mono is 2q, p is 3qa. Now just substitute this q and p in the series. This is your q and this is your p. So substitute here and you will get these these two terms. So first term is non-zero, that means the dependency is on the first term, and others are the correction terms. So potential will be approximately q mono by 4 pi epsilon naught r, and q mono is 2q. So this will be your main term, and the first correction term will be given by this dipole moment, that is 3qa z cap dot r cap 4 pi epsilon naught r square. So this we write it from here, because this was the thing. This is the p, and p dot r cap divided by this will give you second term. So this is your correction term. Now similarly you can write for this also. You see the q mono will be 2q always, and the position will change, means for the dipole moment it will be 3q0 minus qa, and minus q multiplied by minus a, and here also minus q0 and 3qa. So that's how you can calculate. So try to calculate all these terms. For these also you can easily calculate them. Now let's see some more examples. So there is this question. This configuration is given q plus q plus q minus q minus q, and the position vectors are given minus a by 2, 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 minus a by 2, and minus a by 2, minus a by 2. And you need to find the potential due to this configuration at the point P, and x, y, z x's are given as x, y, and z. Z is coming out. So you need to find the potential at this P point, and this distance is r, and this is very large than this a. Okay. So first we need to find the monopole moment. So monopole moment will be total sum of charge 2q minus 2q plus 2q will give you 0. So it is not depending on the first, means it is depending on the then second one. Let's check for the second one. So for the second one I told you that just take the charge and multiply with the position vector. So q multiply the position vector will be minus a by 2 x cap and a by 2 y cap, and it will be this. So for this charge here it is, and for the second charge q, and then q and minus q. So I have written all for the 4 charges with their position vectors. Now if you take the sum will cancel out, and the remaining one will be only this. P will be minus 2qa x cap, and that is not 0, means the main dependency of the potential will be on the second term, that is dipole moment. So you just write it here in place of P. This is your P, this is x cap, then x cap dot r cap will give you the theta angle. If this is theta, you can write on that in the terms of theta also. So what is dependency here? Means it is depending on the dipole moment, means v is depending on 1 upon r square, and e will be 1 upon r cube, and it is asked from us that calculate this ratio er by e to r. So e is relating with 1 upon r cube, so it will be 1 upon r cube, and 1 upon 2 r cube, it will give you 1 upon r cube, 1 upon 8 r cube, that will give you 8. So that's how you just you must know what is the dependency, so that you can calculate such kind of questions. Now see, if q mono is 0, then this dipole moment won't change with the origin. If you shift the origin here and then you calculate the complete dipole moment, that will be same as here, minus 2qa x cap. So if q mono is 0 and dipole moment exists, then it is independent of origin. So you can try this. shift this origin to this point and calculate the dipole moment. Then just take charge multiplied by position vector. This will give you the same result, that is minus 2qa x cap. Now what is the meaning of this actually? That this is giving you dipole moment, the potential is depending on the dipole moment. If you, this is a very large distance, so from that large distance if you see this complete structure, it will be something like a dipole to you. So that is the meaning of this approximation. There is one more example. Consider a spherical shell of radius r which carries a surface charge sigma k cos theta. Find q mono, p and approximate v. So again, a spherical shell is given, we need to find the q mono and dipole moment, and we need to approximate the potential due to this complete surface. So q mono is nothing but total charge, so that is surface charge density is sigma, then sigma dA will give you total charge. So sigma is given as k cos theta, and dA, the area element for the spherical coordinates, is r square sin theta d theta d phi. Now see this cos theta sin theta 1 upon 2 will give you sin 2 theta, and sin 2 theta d theta will give you nothing but 0 when you integrate. So this q mono will be 0. Let's find the p. P is r dash and multiply the charge. So r dash is now depending on the x cap, y cap and z cap. So r is something like this. So we need to separate these three terms and then integrate. So it will be x cap sigma dA dash and y cap sigma dA dash and z cap sigma dA dash. So px will be x cap sigma dA dash. Now x cap in the, this is in the spherical coordinates, so we need to write x cap, y cap, z cap. These are r sin theta cos phi, r sin theta sin phi, and r cos theta. So r sin theta cos phi, k cos theta, r square sin theta d theta d phi. Now see here, this cos phi d phi will give you minus sin phi, and it is 0 to 2 pi, this will give you 0. Now py will also be 0, because for py you will have sin theta sin phi, and that sin phi term will integrate to minus cos phi, and minus cos phi from integrate means limit will be 0 to pi for phi, that will give you 0 again. So that's why px py will be 0. Now what is the pz? It is z dash sigma dA dash, and now z dash is r cos theta, k cos theta, r square sin theta d theta d phi. Now here you can take, this is cos square theta sin theta, so just take cos theta as t, it will give you minus sin theta d theta as dt. So you can substitute them and solve this integral and substitute the limit, you will get 1 upon 3 2 pi k r cube. So this second term is non-zero, means the main dependency on the dipole moment. So now this will be this, dipole moment will be this, and then potential, we can already know the relation. If it is depending on the dipole moment, the potential will depending on the 1 upon r square. So this is your dependency for potential. Now see again what we see for this sphere from a very large distance, we see this complete sphere as a dipole, because the dependency on the dipole. So that's why from the very large distance we complete this structure will be look like some dipole with dipole moment this. So that is the meaning of approximation. So that's all for today. In the next lecture we'll see the image problem. Thank you everyone.